I'm going to show you so you understand the reason why we can't cut the military. Not that we can't cut it, but because dumb fucks won't listen. We're always stuck chasing our tail. Okay? So here's the situation. Here's my United States again, really crappy. And let's do a little dick here down at the bottom for Texas. All right? When I say military industrial complex is going to build an airplane, a bomber, an F-35, let's say, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, well, Florida, how about you manufacture seats? And hey, North Carolina, how about you manufacture switches? And hey, you, Massachusetts, how about you do XYZ? And hey, how about you, Texas? How about you do XYZ? And how about you, California? How about you do XYZ? And hey, how about you, Seattle? Why don't you do XYZ? And how about you, Michigan? Why don't you do XYZ? And how about these flyover states and all the other ones? Now what's going to happen? Each one of them has a part to play in the F-35. Now here you go. I'm going to pretend like I'm one of the kids that doesn't understand this. Well, Your Honor, everyone, we must cut the F-35 program. The F-35 program is creating weapons of mass destruction and murder. It's a failed program. We must cut it, right? Okay, fair enough. However, the problem is each of these states, remember, they're trapped in a race to the bottom. Each of these states depends on what? Base, military base, 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 base. Okay? Now, guess what else happens? Guess what else happens? This is the best part. Now, all of a sudden, they say, well, hey, we want Raytheon in our backyard. Raytheon's going to create XYZ. Well, what did that state have to do to get Raytheon there? They had to cut taxes. They had to do whatever. So now not only is Raytheon building stuff for the F-35, but they've also got a military base there, and they've got all this other stuff. So it's highly dependent on the military industrial complex. This is called military Keynesianism. They discovered something. They discovered something very important. You ready? They discovered that we, the people, will spend endlessly on war because we have a fear, a need for security, and they're able to drum up that fear in us. And then to put action to fear, they go through the process of literally making it so that the production of all those things are scattered throughout the United States. So if they cut a program, every state is fucked. And what do you think's going to happen? Do you think they're going to go along with your cut? No? So wait a minute. What's going to happen? What's going to happen when the state-by-staters want to do a state-based program? What's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's not going to fly. It's got nothing to do with not wanting. Shit, if I didn't understand that there are multiple circuits in this economic flow, there's the federal circuit, and once it's spent into the private sector, the states are de facto private sector entities. They've got some different privileges because they're states, but they can go bankrupt. They can not have enough money to function. They can have all kinds of problems. And what happens when states are losing money? Layoffs. And what happens when layoffs happen? Oh no, we have no revenue. This is where we would talk about a job guarantee. If we could implement one, we could show that as people get laid off, they would roll on to the federal job guarantee. That federal job guarantee, those people would be paying taxes. The states would be made whole. Everything would be copacetic. But alas, people can't get this fucking through their heads. And they don't want to, because it violates a narrative of gods that they herald and they worship. And as a result of that, we never get any further.